Good morning, IPA. This is Miss Bessie, and this morning we're going to be doing my take on shrimp and grits. Okay, I've already done a lot of prepping, so I got things kind of prepped because this is a little bit lengthy meal, especially if you do everything from scratch. So I have washed my hands, and we are ready to get started. So if you will come with me, and we'll get started on our shrimp and grits. These are the items that you're going to need. I've got some chicken stock, which I'm going to cook my grits in. And you can just use plain water if you have to. And then now I've got the quick cook grits here. A lot of people like to use the whole grits, but you don't necessarily need to do that, I don't think. So I've been using the quick grits. And I've got my bacon, just hickory smoked bacon, or you can use applewood, that's another good one. I've got 3 stalks of celery chopped up. I've got 1 small onion. I've got 1 block of Gouda cheese that I've shredded. And this is what the Gouda cheese look like when you, oops, I dropped it. This is what it looks like when you get it from the store. Okay, so this is your smoked Gouda. This is going to go in your grits. Okay, and then I've got 1 orange bell pepper and 1 green bell pepper chopped up. I've got my paprika, I've got my Tony Catchers, I've got accent, and then I've got chopped red pepper, I've got some thyme, and I've got some crab and shrimp boil. Now if you don't have the crab and shrimp boil, you could probably substitute Old Bay. And then I've got my cream shrimp. Here I've got about 3 pounds of shrimp that I have cleaned and deveined, and I seasoned them up about 5 minutes ago. And I seasoned them with the Tony Catchers, the accent, and paprika. Okay, now we're going to go over to the stove here, and I have already cooked off my bacon. I rendered my bacon. I cooked it off nice and crispy because I'm going to use this bacon. I'm going to put it back into my shrimp, shrimp stock after I get it cooked. Okay, and here I'm boiling off, and I've just taken some asparagus, some onions, some garlic, and my shrimp shells, and I'm boiling that down to make my stock for the shrimp. Okay, and over here in the pan, this is where I'm going to start sauteing off my onions. This is where the bacon fat that I've rendered down, and I'm going to saute off my vegetables. Okay, there we go, got the fire going there. So now I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to add my onions and my shrimp and my peppers to this. Now I've got my onions, my garlic, and my celery rendering down here. I'm going to let it soften, and then once that gets softened, I am going to add 1 cup of flour to make a roux. Okay, and I'm going to let that cook up together. I'm going to let that cook up together. I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to add my flour to this mixture. And if by chance your flour soak up all of your roux, just add a little bit of extra butter or whatever kind of oil you have, vegetable oil, whatever, in there to get it. But it should cook up nice. I think I need to probably add just a little bit more, so I'm going to put a pat of butter in there. Okay, so now this is cooked up pretty good. And I think the flour, what you want to do is get that flour taste cooked out. And I think this is cooked up really good. And I've switched over from my paddle to my roux. So now, remember that shrimp stock that I had cooking on there? I'm going to start adding that in until I can get all of this to come up. Okay, so this is my sauce. I've got my sauce done here, and it's all ready to go. Now, next, I'm going to add my shrimp to the sauce. We're going to add the shrimp to the sauce. Let's go over here and get our shrimp. And, you know, I've already seasoned these up, so remember. Okay, so this is what my roux is looking like now. I've added all of my shrimp stock and my flour to my vegetables, and I've got it cooked up. I've tasted it, and it tastes great. I don't think I need to add anything else to this. So, now, in this pot here, I've got my water going for my grits. And I'm just going to cook the grits to pack. Okay, there you have it. Now, my roux has cooked up with my vegetables, my onions, my celery, bell pepper, and garlic. I've added my shrimp stock to it, and you see, I boiled the shrimp shells and I made my own stock, and so I added that to the roux, and that has thickened up really nicely. And then I went ahead and I added my shrimp. So I've got the shrimp in here, and once you put the shrimp in, it only takes about 5 minutes or so for it to cook. Okay, and that's your shrimp part. Now over here, I've taken two and a half cups of the quick grits, and I added half water, or I just say 2 cups of water and 2 cups of chicken broth. And then I added a half a stick of butter, and I also added a little heavy whipping cream and my Gouda cheese. And I let that cook up, and it's nice and thick. You can see my grits are nice and thick. They're really good. So I'm going to go ahead and plate some of this up for you. Okay, there's your grits. And we're going to take a little bit of the shrimp. And don't overcook your shrimp. Once you put your shrimp in the stock, just let it go for about 5 minutes more, and it should be done. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have shrimp and grits done Miss Bessie's way. And you should enjoy it. Thank you for watching.